In today's episode, we're going to be taking on Arsenal twice in the Europa League. However, we are currently looking at FC Copenhagen's fixtures because they have been absolutely awful since November. I do not know what's happened. If we actually look, when it comes to, let's get rid of all the competitions. I didn't want to do that, did I? I want Superliga only. They have lost the last 5 Superliga games, drawn the 6th Superliga game, which means the league table looks quite impressive. We are still being chased by Randers, which is not ideal. Randers are on 43 points. We're top of the table on 47, still 0 defeats to our name. Copenhagen on 33. They are being caught by AGF, Nordjylland, Brøndby, arguably even OB. Probably not OB, let's be honest. I don't think that was going to happen. But still, Copenhagen have fallen off a cliff. Meanwhile, we are winning games quite comfortably. Obviously, last episode, I'm pretty sure I mentioned we beat Copenhagen 4-0. If I didn't, we beat Copenhagen 4-0. And I don't know how that happened. We beat Limby 3-0 as well. Bartol Barisic scoring a hat-trick in this one. It's a double-header against Arsenal in the Europa League round of 16. I don't think we're going to win this one. But, we've got to try, I guess. The starting lineup then for the home leg against Arsenal, a match that this is the one, if we're going to win either of them, this is the one we're going to win. The away leg, we're probably going to lose it 6-1, I think. Hindrich will be in goal, Mossen, Gordon, Darlin and Enrique in defence, Orlando, Schulman and Babu in midfield, Pete and Preda on the wings, Barisic leading the lines once again. 25 goals so far this season for Barisic. I think he's slacking. Last year, he managed to hit 50 in all competitions throughout the whole season. I think he might get 40. I think that's what we're on target for at the moment. I have no idea how good Arsenal are. I did take a look at their league positions over the last few years. They've been very good, apart from last season where they finished 6th. So maybe they've just had a little bit of a bad season. Possibly that's what's happened. Or maybe they've just decided to sell all their good players. I don't quite know. Either way, they're definitely better than us. I think they're better than Copenhagen, and Copenhagen are always better than us. So I'm not expecting us to do particularly well here. Full of confidence, as you can tell. 20 minutes on the clock. Odegaard's free kick. Tomiyasu's at the far post. Babu clears it only as far as Odegaard. He's hit the bar. I'm not even sure who that was who hit the bar, but it's come off the bar. And we've managed to survive that little storm early on from Arsenal. It's not really been the most exciting of games. 50-50 possession. We've had 5 shots. They've had 3 so far. 29th minute. It is Arsenal with the ball. Asnu controls it, but passes it straight to Schulman on the ground to nobody. What a weird pass that was. I assume he was expecting Barisic to do a run, and I think Barisic got blocked. Babu to Preda, goes across to the right-hand side, invites Mossen forward. Is he going to score a worldie? He's crossed it into Bartol Barisic, and we have taken the lead against Arsenal in the Europa League round of 16. I mean, I did say, if we're going to win one of these games, this is the one to win, but I wasn't actually thinking we might be able to do that. Mossen with a throw. If we can get a second, that would be unbelievable. We've nicked it as well. Barisic to Pete. Plays it forward. It's towards Babu. He doesn't quite get there. Trubin can hold on. I assume that is probably the whole highlight. Or maybe it's not. Tomiyasu with it. He goes on the ground to Asprilla. Tomiyasu's carried on his run, which could be good for us if we can nick it. Odegaard to Emil Smith-Rowe. Loses out. Poor control. Mossen can collect it. And we can come forward once again. Pete back to Gordon. In the middle is Darlin with a yellow card. Enrique's got a yellow card as well on the left-back position. Preda's ball to the right-hand side. Mossen once again. He's having a worldie so far. He's found Preda on the volley. It's gone off for a corner. It was a decent-ish save from the goalkeeper. Pete's the man to take it. Left-footed. Darlin's at the front. Gordon's also there. Asprilla is also there as well. And the ball is still somehow alive. It's now probably cleared. Smith-Rowe on the ground. Highlight ends. Another one begins, though, with Odegaard's free kick. It's over the bar. That's good. That's what we like to see. Do we try and plan to just win this game and not maybe win the tie? Get some coefficient points. Gordon's there, doesn't get on the end of the corner. And now the counter-attack can begin. Odegaard's going to go for a run straight past his man as well. He's got, I think that's left for Gordon possibly there. It's not, it's Mossen, sorry. He's got his captain's armband. Koopmeiner's effort hits the bar twice and goes over. Still not quite at half-time. The first 20 minutes or so of this match, nothing happened at all. And now everything seems to be going on in the final 25 minutes. Schulman's got this. Preda goes for a run. Right-hand side is Mossen. On the ground to Barisic. And Bartol Barisic has absolutely smashed that into the back of the net, in off the post. 27 goals for the season. 2-0 up against Arsenal. And we've made it to half-time at 2-0. And I'm going to say this out loud. We've actually been the better team. Yes, they've had more possession. We've had 12 shots, 7 on target, scoring 2 goals, an XG of 2 as well. Mawson on a 9.0, 2 assists for the Egyptian right-back and club captain. I mean, to be fair, this is not what I was expecting. Darlan's on a 6.4 as well. I'm not sure what he's doing or not doing. Odegaard with an early corner for Arsenal. 1 minute into the second half, they've hit the bar, and it's going to be another corner from the opposite side. Odegaard's gone over to take that one as well. Left-footed towards Koopmeiners at the front. Barisic this time coming back to defend. I'd like it if these corner highlights just stopped. That would be nice, wouldn't it? It's over the bar this time. Asprilla was the man to do it, and we do manage to dodge that little storm. So 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes now into the second half. Still looking good at 2-0. We're not really doing a huge amount. Basic Vukic could have been his name, not quite sure. Coppola, ball forward. Mansverk plays onto the right-hand side to Tomiyasu, who can go for a run down the line. I think Tomiyasu's like 34 or something like that for Arsenal, so he's getting on a bit. They've managed to score the goal. It's Darwin Nunez, of all people, playing for Arsenal. Fair enough. 65 minutes on the clock. 2-1. I want to try and hold on. Darlan's taken the blame for that one. If we do a sub, we don't have any other centre-backs. Can Orlando play as a centre-back? He's 5'10". He can't header. I'm thinking he can't play as a centre-back. I'm thinking we're doing it anyway because Darlan's playing so badly and I think he took blame for that goal. So what we've done, Orlando's dropped into centre-back. Babu's dropped into defence midfield. Colorado has come on for Darlan. We've swapped the midfield around as well because we want Colorado playing as that Mazzala. Babu's picked up an injury. When did that happen? We don't have any sub-defensive midfielders either. I mean, Gercic can play there and has played there a few times. He's not very good. We'll keep an eye on him. We're going to do just the one sub at the moment, 67 minutes. We're going to keep an eye on it, maybe 75 minutes, do another change. If Babu's fitness is still a problem, it looks like it's rising. That's good. Final 10 minutes. What do we do? I very rarely do this, but do we shut up shop? Is this genuinely something that we do? We can drop Babu into there. Do we drop Babu, or do we do something like that? Not Colorado, obviously. We'll do Hulman there, and we'll go. It's a weird formation, if I'm honest. It's a weird one. We're going to do it. We're going to do Ekwala, which is a risk, isn't it? No nonsense centre-back on defend, please. I don't want you trying anything fancy, mate. Just kick the ball as hard as you can. Do we also do Babu for Gercic? I think we probably do. I mean, this is a mess. If we somehow pull this off, then I'm the best manager in the world. Right, I've dropped to cautious as well. I think that's all we're going to do. We've still got 2 more subs to do and 1 break in the play. We've got a corner. Pete's the man to take it. I'm not even sure who that was. The counter-attack's on. Mansverk's going to go for a run. There are so many Arsenal players coming forward. Darwin Nunez, ball forward. Abada's in on goal. He's sent it the other side of our keeper. And it's 2-2. I spent probably more time adjusting the tactics. And then they literally score in a highlight that was quicker than the time I spent adjusting the tactics. And now this is probably going to be the winner, isn't it? 86th minute. Abada's gone over to take the corner. We've got a few options in the middle. We need to get it clear. We don't get it clear. Coppola heads over the bar. We have managed to dodge that one. Hindrich is on a 6.3. What have you done? The full-time whistle goes. It's a 2-2 draw. So, grand scheme of things, we've picked up some coefficient points. Always helpful. Mawson gets an 8.6. Very good as well. Barisic scoring a brace. The second half performance was pretty shoddy, let's be honest. But we are not out of this just yet. We now have to go to London and play Arsenal again. And I'm not confident at all. But before we do that, we have to go and play a league game away from home against OB, which I'm genuinely concerned because if we actually look, I think we've got fitness problems. So sorting by condition, I've put the best 11 out. So with Mawson missing, Enrique, Preda, Babu, Pete, Shulman, Gordon, Orlando and Barisic all need a break. They all really do need a break. Darlan's the only one who arguably doesn't, and Hindrich, but he's a goalkeeper, so we don't care too much about that. I've got them. They're hopefully going to have enough of a rest. I might play a rotated side against OB. Right, we've just finished playing the OB game, and we have most certainly dodged a bullet here. I took a massive, massive risk, and it paid off partially due to some late substitutions when we really did need to find ourselves another goal. So we played a very rotated side, mainly in defence. Falster, Amir, Ekwala and Kennan all playing as our back four. We also played Markovic in midfield, Jack Leonard and Carniero on the wings. We started with Lundsgaard up front. That didn't really work, which is why Barisic came on. Luckily for us, he did score a goal in the 92nd minute. Markovic, Carniero and Colorado also on the score sheet. It means we are still top of the group. Copenhagen won their first game in 6 in the league, which means they have picked up 3 further points and qualified for the final. The championship phase, I think is what it's called. Randers haven't played yet, so that's why they are still on 43 points. A defeat by Randers could be massive and might even hand us the title. Probably too early to say. We've now got to go forward and head off to play Arsenal in the capital of England, and I'm not looking forward to it, especially as Morten Hjulmand's out suspended as well. He picked up too many yellow cards. So, yeah, that's one player down at least. We're missing somebody else as well, and it's a big name in defence. It's going to be Hindrich, Mossen, Ekwala, Darlin and Enrique as our back four. Yes, Leffer Gordon, he's got a cold, bless him. Where is he? He's gone and got himself a cold. He's got the flu, out for 2 weeks. We're obviously missing Hjulmand as well, as I've mentioned, through suspension. Orlando, Colorado and Babu in midfield. Pete, Preda and Barisic up front. So, from our midfield forward, we're okay. We're only really missing a centre-back, which is kind of a big deal when you're playing against a very good team from England. A sensible manager probably would have changed formation to something more defensive. I don't do that. I use a sledgehammer to break down a wall and hit a nail. I use a sledgehammer for everything. This tactic works, I'm sticking with it, and it's probably going to fail miserably like it usually does when we play second legs of European football. 15 minutes in, first highlight goes to Arsenal, but I'm not liking the look of the match stats. We have literally not had a shot yet. They've had about 7. Colorado with the ball for us. Is this a highlight going our way? Preda collects it, goes off to the left. There's plenty of blue in the middle. It's a great save. Colorado's there for the rebound. Barisic was offside. They've already had 9 shots. We've had 1 so far in that highlight. Enrique loses out. No, he doesn't actually. He's nicked the ball back. This is good. On the ground, it's not the best cross. Babu tries to... Oh my word, Nistor Babu scored. He doesn't... I say he doesn't do it often. He scored 9 goals this season. How has he scored 9 goals? I'm more surprised by that than the fact that we've just scored a goal in the Emirates against Arsenal and we've now taken the lead. And now there's a highlight straight after. Okay, this is... It could have gone well, couldn't it? I'm thinking this is going to be 1-1. Abada plays it back to Saliba. Abada collects it once again, goes through on goal. Otto Hindrich gets down well to save it. Oh, this is just going to be highlight central, isn't it? It's just going to be constant highlights. Oh, Orlando, that's surely a straight red as well, right? It's a penalty for sure. It's not even a booking. Not sure how you've dodged that one. Hindrich is on a 7-1. Can his confidence stop it? It cannot stop it. He was so close. Gabriel Jesus makes it 1-1. It's 3-3 on aggregate. I fear that's the opening of the floodgates. I think that might be the opening of the floodgates. Although, if we can hold on 1-1 at half-time, maybe we can take into the second half, maybe nick another goal. It's optimistic. Darlin's clearance. Barisic doesn't get there. Mansverk collects. Saliba back to Coppola. Lose the ball, please. He doesn't. Ball forward to Smith Rowe now. Scalvini. Very good players playing for Arsenal, aren't they? Tomiyasu collects it. Basic Vucic could have been his name. I said it in the last match as well. Saliba's collected this down the right-hand side. Enrique tries to stick with him. Yasser Aspria's there at the front post, in the middle, whatever he was. It's 2-1 to Arsenal, and I think that might be game over. It's weird to say that before it's even half-time, but we have been so poor. The goal we got kind of came out of absolutely nowhere. We've got the ball as well through Colorado. He's just backed it upfield. He's not even aimed for anyone there. He's just gone, get it upfield. We'll deal with it when it comes straight back towards us, which is a stupid thing to do because we're now losing the match and the tie overall. Trubin's kick over the halfway line. We need to win the head, and I don't think we did. Tomiyasu to Smith Rowe on the left-hand side. There's 3 in the box, maybe 4. Mansverk's lurking outside. Abada to Saliba. Saliba's rattled the bar, and it's gone off for a goal kick. And in fact, that was the last action of the first half. 2-1 to Arsenal. We're not looking very good. We're really not. We need some more passion. We need something. Anything in the second half? I don't think anyone beyond the halfway line touched the ball for us apart from Babu when he scored. there's no point in even trying to fix anything because I've got poor performances in central defence, and those are our literally 2 best central defenders available. We've got Malik Amir on the subs bench. He's not going to improve anything. Abada's corner for Arsenal towards the front post. Mansverk heads over the bar. It's not over. It's key to remember. It is not over just yet. All we need is a corner to go our way, and we might have ourselves a chance. Although if you take Hindrich and Babu out of the equation, our average rating is about a 6.2, which is horrendous, isn't it? It's absolutely awful. Imagine if you're an Esbjerg fan and you've paid for tickets to this match, and this is the performance you're seeing. Oh, I thought Ekwala was just going to smash that in then. We've dodged another bullet. Right, time for some changes. I guess we'll try and do it up front, shall we? Jack Leonard on the right, on the left-hand side, Carniero. Barisic can come off for Markovic. Do we do Colorado for Lundsgaard? I mean, that's Colorado. I feel like Lundsgaard, he can probably play there, can't he? He can be a Mazzala, it's fine. Ekwala's going to come off as well. We're going to do N'Golo Cannon. He's 5'7", I think, but we're going to play him as a centre-back. We've done all subs in the 70-odd minute mark. It's not going to make a difference, let's be honest. Final 5 minutes we're approaching. Cannon with the ball. Darlan back to Cannon. He's a left back, isn't he? He's a left back playing as a centre back. Mossam with the ball down the right hand side. We've got ourselves a possible chance. It's hit Asnu. Is that not? Oh my word! Miguel Carniero's just blasted that into the back of the net. It's 4-4. For some reason, my brain told me that even because Arsenal were dominating, we were out of this match, and I just completely forgot the fact that one goal puts us back in, or not in front, but back on level terms. One goal now does put us back in front. Enrique with the ball down that left-hand side. It's a poor pass from the Argentine international. Can I point out he's an Argentine international? Carniero gets some space. Oh my word, I thought he'd done it again. Both of our goals, by the way, have been appalling in this match, haven't they? They've been absolutely appalling. But we are somehow at 2-2 with 30 seconds of the match to play, and that's 30 seconds of injury time. Odegaard finds Smith Rowe. He's managed to put it into the hands of Hindrich. I thought he was going to sail straight past him. I think we're going into extra time. We might not. There's still this highlight going on. Jack Leonard with a tactical foul, we'll call that one. Arsenal are going to have themselves a free kick. We are over the 95. Mawson collects it for us. Just run down the line, mate. If this highlight carries on, that'll be good. I mean, the Arsenal subs bench are celebrating. I don't know why. You've been terrible. We've been terrible, and you're not winning. Right, what do I even say here? This is like a very important team talk. We've been the better team. That's a lie. We deserve to win this match. It's a risk. It kind of worked. I don't know whether we have any more subs that we're allowed to do. I think we might be able to do one more sub, which might be needed, because Orlando is ready for bed. Babu's not particularly happy. Mawson's not particularly happy either. Odegaard's gone over to take the corner for Arsenal towards the back post. And Darwin Núñez heads just wide, 95 minutes on the clock. Hindrich finds Orlando to Cannon. Cannon's on a 6-6. He's not done particularly well as a centre-back. Orlando is on a 6.2 and ready for bed. I think if we can do another sub, it's definitely him who's coming off. Trubin with it in the penalty area. Onana back to Trubin again. They're passing it around, trying to find some space and some runners, I guess. It's towards Kiala on that left-hand side. Mawson's going to hopefully track every step of the way with him. Back to Onana, in towards the penalty area. And Amadou Onana blasts it past Hindrich. And that could be game over. Right, we're going to do this change. I mean, I'm not sure why I've even kept him on for so long. Gercic is going to come on as that defensive midfielder, which is, I said earlier on in the match, or even last match, that's not his position. But we're going to do it anyway. Arsenal have had 37 shots. We have been absolutely peppered in goal, which is why Hindrich is on a 7.4 despite conceding 3. Cross comes in, Núñez heads over the bar. We're still not quite at half-time yet. They've had 39 shots. What is going on? Straight into the second half of extra time. Obviously, we can't do any more changes. A defeat here, it's expected. Let's be honest, it's expected. But we need to kind of try and cling on to the hope that we could just nick another goal. Jackie boy. Jack Leonard's nicked that. Hold on. Is this the chance? Leonard's ball forward, straight to one of their players. It wasn't the chance. In fact, it's probably an Arsenal chance. Odegaard's ball forward finds Darwin Núñez, and it is into the opposite corner. It's 4-2. It's game over. Our European run comes to an end. We put up a fight. We definitely did put up a fight in this. Arguably, we should have lost about 6-1, if that. Which I'm pretty sure is what I said at the start of the match, wasn't it? We've lost 4-2. I'm happy. I'm genuinely happy with that performance. When you consider the match stats, they had 43 shots, 16 on target, had XG of nearly 6. And we still managed to score 2 goals past them, taking them to extra time. We scored 4 goals past Arsenal across 2 matches. That's pretty good. So we are out of Europe. If we take a look at the other European competitions, nobody is left in the Champions League because it was Copenhagen. In the Europa League, it was only us through to this round. We are obviously out. In the Europa Conference League, AGF have been knocked out by AZ Alkmaar. Randers have gone through against Standard Liège, which means Randers are now flying the flag for Danish football in the Europa Conference League, which is a competition that we were very good in last season, so maybe Randers can do the same thing for us this year. Well, that's another £1 million in the bank. That's always helpful. Definitely always helpful. What we're going to do, I know obviously the season is not over just yet, but I'm going to take a look at the coefficients. So we are currently sat 10th place. We're losing a 7.0, picking up a 16.1. We're going up to 8th. We are going up to 8th. We're actually going up to 8th, which means I think season 11, or the winner of season, whoever wins the league in season 10, will be automatically into the Europa League group stages. Whoever finishes second will be 1 qualifying round away. That's big. Although we should be if we win the league this year, do we get, hold on, I feel like I should know this. If we win the league this year, we're straight into the Champions League group stages. If there was ever a year to win the league, this is the one. We're now going to jump forward to play the final 2 preliminary games, just so you're aware where we finish in the table. Obviously, currently sat top. I think we might also have our youth intake, which I don't think is going to be very good. The final 2 preliminary games have probably gone better than I ever expected. A 5-0 win against Vejle and a 3-0 win against Brøndby. 5 goals scored by Barisic, Hjulmand on the score sheet, Preda as well, along with Carniero. It means we have finished top of the group, 4 points clear of Randers. A massive, absolutely huge 14 points clear of Copenhagen. We are in a 2-horse race, and one of those horses is not Copenhagen. That is not what I was expecting one bit. We've obviously got Randers, Copenhagen, Nordsjælland, AGF and Brøndby in the championship group, and I fancy myself to beat pretty much all of them, apart from Copenhagen and Randers. And those are obviously the 2 teams that we do need to beat. We have also picked up our youth intake on the 23rd of March, and apparently it's an excellent intake. I'm not buying it. I mean, there's some decent players, like Winkelmann looks like not a terrible goalkeeper for a 15-year-old Danish goalkeeper. We've also got Mads Thomsen, who I think looks pretty good, doesn't he? I think Mads Thomsen, arguably, on paper, looks the most well-rounded, but he's still not very good. And the other player as well, who I think looks very, very good, and I'm worried by the fact that he looks this good now, and his potential is only 3.5. And that, to me, concerns me, because it means he's either close to his potential already, because he looks good, doesn't he? He's also 6'6". He's bloody massive. Can't header, though. Anyway, that is our youth intake. It looks like we've picked up... I mean, it says there we've got lots of defenders. Yes, yeah, we do. We've got loads of defenders. They're all just terrible. But whilst we're talking about new players joining us, I am actually signing Charles Sorrow from ASEC Mimosas. ASEC Mimosas, if you don't know, are a team that you should always check out around March time. Admittedly, he came in about 2-3 years ago, and I've only just managed to sign him because we can afford to do it for £300,000. Charles Sorrow will be joining, and he is potentially going to be the Barisic replacement. Not that I'm expecting to sell Barisic. I think Sorrow is good enough to replace him if he does leave. He's obviously going to be joining in the summer. He's just got himself a work permit, which is why it says bid, but it's happening. He's definitely coming in. That is going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we are going to do some matches in the championship group. I think we'll probably do 2 more episodes in this season. So we're going to go for Nordsjælland and Randers, I think. And we're going to go for probably that. We'll just pick random matches, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Thank you very much for watching this one. It was exciting, wasn't it? Lots of goals scored. We somehow managed to hold Arsenal to a draw. Twice, technically, if you count the 90 minutes. It was good. We're still out of Europe. We're out of the Cup. We're out of Europe. But we might find ourselves winning the league. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time.